I've had people ask me a lot, how do I stay motivated? How do I keep going? How do I keep doing this creative thing even when it's hard, even when it's not working, and then when it is working, and the highs and the lows, how do I kind of self-motivate and drive myself? And I think the answer for me is I just feel like I have different marching orders for life than other people. There are, kind of most people probably have what I think of as their marching orders are get a stable job, buy a house, do the kind of quote unquote normal things. And I feel like my marching orders have always been just do more of what you want to do and less of what you're being told to do. And I've just kind of always lived that way. So I guess I'm just kind of driven differently, but a lot of it is the trick to keep going is to keep going. It's to remember that that's sort of the thing that stands between your success and not, is whether you keep going or not. And I've heard so many stories about even very famous people saying this. And I feel that when I'm having a hard time, when I feel oh my God, I don't know if I can keep going, hearing someone who is really successful say that they had those moments and they had those times many times over where they were I don't know if I can keep going. And then they just did. That's what keeps me going. So one of them is I think it's a relatively well-known anecdote in the comedy world. And I am never one to let the truth get in the way of a good story. So I believe that it was Jay Leno, and I believe that it was an open call or a casting call for comedians, but some of those facts may be incorrect. That doesn't matter. We're going to go with this person we're assuming is Jay Leno, was early on, way before he was doing anything, was waiting in line for this open casting call, or I don't know, maybe an audition at a comedy club or something in LA. And, there were hundreds of people and the line was around the block. Again, I'm just inserting these facts because I don't remember the actual facts. But the line was around the block or whatever, and people were just waiting. It's LA, they're getting hot, they're getting tired, people have to go somewhere. And little by little, people start leaving the line. They have somewhere to go, they're tired of waiting in the line, maybe their mind got to them and they thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this audition. Just little by little, people started leaving. And obviously there were still people in front of him, but eventually it was such a metaphor that Jay Leno, we're assuming that's what it was, would see these people getting out of line and just think, okay, now I'm one person closer. I'm one step closer. I just have to stay in this line. And I just think that is exactly how I feel. I just have to keep standing in the line. And it's not oh, people will get out of my way who are my competition. It's just eventually the pool will be at such a level where it's okay, I'm making it closer and closer to the top. And I've also heard this coach I really admire, who I've learned a lot from, I've taken her course, is Amanda Frances. And she has this great video that I've watched 1,000 times where she says literally that. She's what is, do you know what the difference is between me, who has made it, and the people saying it doesn't work, you can't do it, you can't make it? Those people stopped and she kept going. The only difference between her being successful and the people who are not is she kept going. And it's sort of a almost irritatingly simple answer, but the answer to how do you keep going is you just don't stop. That's it.